So today we're changing the radiator on the 2012 Subaru Outback 3.6. Been getting a bit of a leak at the top tank. These are plastic tanks. You can see where water has, coolant has kind of made a mess around the front of the engine. First thing we're going to do is drain the fluid out of the radiator. There's a drain valve right here. I've got a little bucket set up to catch the coolant. Let's see. And all right, we've got coolant coming down. I'll let that go kind of slow because it's hitting this little cross member. I don't want it to splash everywhere. I like to catch most of it. That fluid's not that old. About a year ago I replaced the thermostat, and at that time I had put all new fluid in it. So if you're interested in seeing that video, I'll add a link here at the top of the screen. Up here is where the leak seems to be at the top tank. These are plastic, not really made to last for a long time. When I have the car running, this foam little insulation was just getting saturated with coolant, and then when I would pry it away I could see coolant bubbling out of the top tank. So next thing I'm going to do is start removing these little plastic pins that hold this air intake and this kind of core support cover in place. I need to get this off so that I can get these radiator mounts removed on the top. There's this one here, and there should be one on the other side. Okay, so I got most of those pins out. This top doesn't want to come completely loose, but I think I can still sort of slide this piece out like that. Now I've got access to these two brackets that hold the top of the radiator in place. I mean, it's just kind of pins on top that locate the radiator, but I should be able to remove these, and then once everything is disconnected, the radiator should pull straight up. To close this valve back up because I need to move my bucket over to catch whatever comes out of the lower radiator hose. Probably a shorter screwdriver would be helpful here, but this is the one that I have with me in the driveway. Alright, that's loose. Well, there's definitely going to be a splash of coolant we want to catch. Wasn't too bad. It mostly went in the bucket. A little bit went on my arm. It's nice to have the gloves on. So I'm trying to give you a decent view of this fan harness connection. It's connected right here. There's not a lot of room to operate. I think that the way that this thing works is there's a little rocker where my index finger is, kind of on the driver's side, that I just need to push down on, which will release it, and it should click. And then at the same time I need to be pulling these pieces apart, which may be tough. I'm probably not going to be able to film it, so I think if you listen carefully, there's a little bit of a click. And I can feel it release. So I'm going to try and remove that. This may be the trickiest part of this entire tear down. So I'll be right back. See if we're successful. Okay, so I got that undone. One thing that helped me get a little movement on it was pulling this clip that actually snaps it into the fan assembly. Next thing I'm going to do is actually remove these top hoses. On the 3.6 liter engine, you've got two. Okay, done. Okay, I've changed my mind. I'm going to remove the transmission coolant lines at the ends where they attach to the radiator. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to do one at a time. They're going to drip some transmission fluid, but I think this is going to be better in the long run. I'm trying to do this so you can see what I'm doing, which doesn't always make the job easier. Well, let's see if we can twist this. Okay, what I don't want to do is pinch my finger while I'm trying to slide this over, so that's why I'm using the screwdriver to move it over. Okay, that was stupid. All right, got the pick tool. If you don't have one of these, you should get one. I can put a link in the description to the one that I have. As you can see, it just allows me to get inside of the hose a little bit and maybe break that seal so that I can pull my hose off. Okay, we're almost there. I've got my little pan below. So there's certainly going to be some dripping. This is our other tranny line. You can see I've moved the hose clamp back out of the way. Just need to pull that off. It's going to drain some more fluid, and then the bottom of this radiator should be fully detached. Okay, that's our coolant overflow out of the way. Just seems like things will pull out. I'll have a little more room to wiggle if I need to with that out of the way. Okay, going to remove these top brackets that locate the pins on the top of the radiator. It's a 12 millimeter. Got a 3/8 inch drive. I think like a 10-inch extension. Okay. We should be able to pull this whole thing out now. So the old radiator's out. See, we pulled it out with the fan assembly. Just need to transfer this stuff over to the new radiator. Alright, so this is the old radiator. We're going to have to remove these fan assemblies and move them over to the new radiator. So everything looks dimensionally the same. Should be a match. Bottom tank looks a little bit smaller, but hopefully just need to remove 3 10mm bolts, and then I think this will all come off, and let's give that a shot. This one here is right around where our overflow bottle will mount. It's the middle bolt. Kind of just lifts up and then slides off the bottom pins that locate it. So there's the fan assembly. Now that it's been removed from the radiator, these little pins will locate in the new radiator. Okay, so that was easy. Alright, I'm going to try and just put a little Loctite on these, just because there's not a lot of bolt that grips into the clip, just to give it a little more grab long term, and then see if I can get everything to line up. So the key to doing this, I think, is to start without tightening anything super tight. Just get them to barely grab. Okay, I think I've got those all in. Now just snug them up. Don't want to over tighten these because you're basically on a plastic frame here. That should be good. Last year I actually changed the thermostat. So at that time I did top and bottom radiator hoses. I'll put links in the description to those hoses. They're inexpensive. This is the best time to do it while you've already drained your whole coolant system. Probably not even a bad idea to change out your thermostat. So I'll link to that video at the end of this video. But you should definitely replace these hoses, top and bottom. Probably would have made my life a little easier if I would remove these hoses. So they're getting hooked on the fan shroud assembly. Alright, I think we're there. Maybe. Just gotta get my pins to locate. Shift over this direction a little bit. Alright, there. Get slid in. Just check underneath again. That one's in. Okay. Alright, it's in. So So these are the top brackets that go on the top pins, and then you can see our bolt will line up, and it actually pushes the radiator just a little bit forward of this core support so it won't vibrate on it. So there's one on the right and the left. Got the other one sitting there ready to bolt in, and then this thing will be solid. Okay. Snug that up a little bit more in a minute. Just want to get these kind of mostly there. Okay. Alright, gonna try and reconnect this harness. This was the hardest thing to get apart. There, it snapped. I don't know if you heard it. And then I'll snap that back into the fan assembly. Okay, so just gonna put this overflow tank back in. Oh, there it is. Alright, and then on this side there's a couple, I think they're 10mm bolts that zip it in place, and then this hose goes right there. Okay, there's that one. I'll just start them and then I'll tighten them up with the ratchet. Just putting this core support and these plastic pieces back together, trying to hold these things tightly together so that they'll go back through the holes and then snap in. So we're going to top off with coolant. I'll put on the screen how much it takes to refill this. We'll run it. We'll burp the system with our other funnel. I don't know if I'll show that in the video, but it's important that after you refill something like this that's been drained, that you make sure you get all the air bubbles out of the system. Otherwise it will overheat. So after topping off coolant and checking the transmission fluid, because we did lose a little bit, we'll definitely burp the cooling system. Alright, well, I hope this helps you if you get to change the radiator in your Outback. Please like and subscribe. See you in the next video.